It's Gordo here from Gordo's Games. It's just a quick deck profile with me today. I just thought I'd give you some more casual content. Today it's just going to be a deck profile from something I'm working on myself because I'm looking to take it to my next tournament. Yeah, free information if you ever have to go against me, I'm looking to take this. I'm not considering to change, I just want to see how it plays. And it is Mega Zoo. So let's go into it. Just get the deck ready. Alright. So the reason I'm trying this first and foremost is, I find it very interesting. I think it's very unusual deck to play. Obviously, yes, it can be seen to be like Rookie Rush to some sort of concept because you're just playing things down. You're not really digivolving up. You're just throwing it down and hoping for the best kind of thing. But I feel like there's a little bit more to this one, whereas the concept of doing it. It does require some thought. It's not just a case of play this down because you need to plan out what you're going to do next or what they can do with all the memory they've got. I do think going second with this deck isn't the worst thing, but then again, I mean, I could be wrong there. As I said, I'm learning to play the deck myself as I go along, and so far I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I mean, it's hilarious when you throw down a 12k body and it's like, oh, you bricked, if they don't know what you're playing against. And then obviously you go in, if you've got the dream, let's say you've got like your Ragnarlords and that, you've got the dream in hand for the next turn. It's some sort of sweet irony there. They assume you brick, you do everything you need to do to absolutely capitalise on the lead you've just given yourself. And especially if you go into the Ragnar makes this deck a hell of a lot better, I think. Just the consistency level, you know, being able to get things on board, and also having a blocker in the deck is nice as well. I mean, I know you've got things like Machine Drum you can run into and things like that, but I mean, generally speaking, just a generic blocker, nothing too, you know, not something else you have to pay for alongside everything. So that's always a nice piece. Right, so the deck here, let's go into it then. Alright, so we'll start with the Digi-Eggs. There we go. Goes over this one. So running the blue bottom half, so we got 4 Upamon and 1 Demivemon. Apologies for the glare there, let me just sort out the lighting a bit. There we go, my apologies. So yeah, 4 Upamon and 1 Demivemon. Simple reason, we run Vmon in this, so this just gives us a 5th egg. And we want to just get a few extra draws where we can because we don't do a lot of drawing in this deck. And the 4 Upamon, because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be able to just digivolve up and use all the memory you've given them. They're going to have to throw a few things down, so Upamon gets you those draws. So 5 eggs, I don't see why you wouldn't run 5 eggs in this. And then for level 3s we just run 4 Vmon and just 3 Goblinmon. Space is quite tight in here because you need the key crucial parts. Jamming, so it's just the nice easy poke at the lower scale, which sometimes they feel like they have to deal with, and by that point, you know, you've got your bigger bodies out anyway to deal with whatever they've hit this with or whatever they removed it with. So this is all around good card in most decks, to be honest. And then 3 Goblinmon just to get some extra draw power in there. You never really want to digivolve into it, but it's not the worst in the world because it's still a draw regardless. So just 7 level 3s. Level 5s, we just run 4. Now most people just run Groundramon, but this is only 1 cost more, and it gives your level 7 security tap +1, which I think is massive. Because the thing is, you're not only getting more of a threat on board, because they then have to deal with this, because Groundramon is 5 cost, yeah sure, but this deck doesn't really care about memory that much. Sure, it doesn't want to give you it all the time, it will happily just try and choke you where it could, by like digivolving up into a Ragnarlord and not using its effect. If you can do so, yeah, sure. But putting this underneath your Ragnar, giving it security tap +2 is massive. Especially if it's got the full kit, the piercing and blocking as well. And then even under your Omni, so you get this under your original set 1 Omni as well. That's security tap +1, and it's attacking twice. So that's a pretty big thing to go with there. And then obviously you got your Ultra S, additional security attack again, and can't be blocked. So there's a lot of threats this causes just by being there. So we run 4 of them. I was considering School Greymons and that. I just don't feel as if he comes off enough. I probably could swap around some of the races at some point there with some of the other cards in here because I'm just trying them as I go. We run 4 Volcanics, 1 of Metal Siegemon. I'm just going to go through the on-play ones first of all. And then we run a 3 of Machinedramon. So these are our on-play stuff there. These are the stuff we want to throw down and get the value off. Volcanic, obviously great for the Rookie Rush matchup. It will kill us. It will kill some of them, or even good against green sometimes as well, because the fact that they have quite low cost things. I know that Gargamon's level 4 and it's 4k. So this can come off quite nicely, and sometimes drop it down, just clear out 1 or 2 things, and then if you follow it with an Ultra S afterwards, you're clearing most boards realistically. So 4 of Volcanic. I run a 1 of Metal Siegemon. I considered bumping this up. The reason it's in there as well is because of the giving it another target for set 1.0 Omni. Because obviously things like black and that aren't a option for it. So this was just another tech piece, and it's just another way to remove blockers as well. So instead of the School Greymon, I've opted for this because I can just bounce back those blockers. Apart from obviously the black matchup and that, anything or level the green matchup when they run Terramons and that, because it can't bounce those back. But level 4s, it can be quite crucial. And giving them up to 2 back when you've thrown down so much things, like you put them on 10 and then you play this. They've hard-casted things to obviously get some value on board. You literally throw this down and bounce 2 things back to hand. It could, after some testing, go up, to be honest, but we'll see. And then I run a 3 of Machinedramon. This one, obviously, is amazing for the DD Evolved by 2. I'm 50-50 because I quite often get memory chokes. It's quite rare that I actually get to play this because I'm always left at just on 1. But when he does come off, it's great because you play it out and then you've got a blocker on board as well. So you can stop at least 1 attack with it, so it slows your opponent slightly and reduces their overall resource. Because by the time you put this on board, unless they've got something erasing that's substantial to hit you with, you've DD evolved part of their board and taken most of their things away from them. So that is the on plays. I'm going to the vanillas now. We run a 4 of Phoenix, 4 of Hyandro. These vanillas there, obviously, just for the Ultra S and the Omnis packages and Ragnar, because there's 2 targets for. Obviously, these are both targets for Ultra S and also for the Ragnar. But yeah, no, they just do the job. 2 costs. Sometimes it's nice because, like I said, you won't always get put on 1, and if you can go up from Maduramon into one of these. And then, if you've got the other kit for the Ragnar, that's great time for anybody. So we just run 8 vanillas. And then some more, just obviously the pieces. So I run a 1 of Blitz. I'm not too sure how I feel about Blitz in here. I was originally running a 2-2 split between Machinedramon and him. Because I thought, okay, this card would be great. If I go in, because originally when I get them, I want to run the DD Evolve Infernamon, which play for 7 DD Evolve by 1. Because you do that, then go into this, and then go into an Ultra S. That's so much Digivolve, it's just stripping away so many resources. I imagine it'll be hard to deal with. But obviously that's theory, so I haven't tested that yet. But I run this as a 1-off just in case, because I can go in, if I play this down, if they don't remove it from board, if I have this in hand, I'll happily go into this, I'll take them down by 2. They'll most likely try to remove this at that point after that, but by that point I've got my value out of it, and I can just play some of my on plays and that to get rid of whatever's left over. So I run up 1 of that, and then pretty standard here because I do run the Ragnar. We run a 4 of Durand and the 4 of Bry. Just the concept of giving your level 7s piercing or blocker is pretty amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes the blockers can come back to bite you, especially when School Greymon's around, but you know what, end of the day, when they do it, 9 times out of 10 they're going to pass turn to get rid of it, and you'll play something else out. So this deck can make the most of that. So yeah, so we run the Ragnars all as a 4 of, they're both the Durand and the Bry, and then 1 Blitz. Level 7s. This is purely based on what I have available as well. So I run 3 Omnis, set 1. I run 4 Alter S and 4 Ragnar. I actually think this is probably the most ideal ratio because of the fact I've got more targets of both of these. I want to bulk out these as much as possible. Don't get me wrong, this comes in very clutch on a lot of occasions and is more relevant. If I could run 4, 4 and 4 I would, but I only have 3 of this. But I do think if I could I would run 4 of each. But I could be wrong there. But you know, it's all down to testing. And so far, this ratio has worked out nicely for me. Ragnar tends to be your go-to one mainly because you can go into it so cheap. And then by the time you've done all that, you can play out something else, lining up the next one, if whether it be another Ragnar or whether it be an Ultra S or anything like that. It depends on the situation of the board and how much removal they're using against you. So 4, 4, and 3 there. And it's been playing very well for me overall. And then last few things, I just run 3 Coitus Breath. I had Hammer Spark in here, I think, and I've tried Kaiser Knuckle on that. Kaiser Knuckle has never come off for me. I would happily run it if it did more for me, but it's just never seemed to be the case. You know, I'd happily detach a Volcanic from underneath my Omni and that, or under my Alter S, and replay it to obviously get its effect all over again. It'd be amazing. So I might try that again at some point, but so far it's not really done the bits for me. And the Hammer Spark didn't do anything for me because I give so much memory away. Hammer Spark going off in security is literally pointless. I mean, it can obviously, you know, clutch out game it if they've extended too far and they're at 0 and they decide to swing. It can come off there, but by the fact of how much memory I give them and how much they're going to build up, I feel like this is the choice to go with because all they're building, you're going to put this straight back in their hands. Sure, they can go into it all over again, but they've got to take the time to build all that over again. And you've taken a load of resources while doing so. Once I get my final build in place for this, once I've got some of the cards I'm missing, I will try and focus more heavily on the taking of resources, like the D-Digivolve and things like that a bit more. And things like this will really help with that. But that's the build anyway. That's my Mega Zoo. I will be looking. I said I will be looking to take that to my next local tournament. Oh, not local. Sorry, my next tournament I go in. I think it's going to be this Saturday. I'll be attending the NCG locals one. And then if any other kind of big tournaments come along like that, I might try it there as well, just to see how I get on with it. But that's Megazoo. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any tweaks, any suggestions. By all means, I'm happy for input with it all because as this is the first draft, this is what I've considered and this is what I've played with so far, and it seems to have done rather well. But yeah, if you got input, feel free to throw it my way. I'm happy to have some criticism, some suggestions, tips and tricks. But yeah, thanks for tuning to Gordo's Games today. If you like the deck profile, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell for future content so you know when this all goes live for you. And by all means, stop by in the Discord. The details are up there to the left, the far left hand side. If you do want to jump in the server, we hold tournaments on a Thursday and Sunday, start at 7 o'clock UK time. Feel free to stop by. There are free locals. And we do hold some prize tournaments on occasions. We just recently had the Card Cavern tournament, which was this past Sunday. We do have an upcoming one for Trifinity Customs on the 2nd of May, which will be a custom playmat tournament. Top 4 gets to obviously design a custom playmat with the sponsor, and they get it as a prize. It's a £5 entry. So by me, stop by, get involved, and thanks for tuning into Gordo's Games again. Catch you all later.